This is day 1066. Sponsor Akari Shir More Yomi. Please come me directly. I greatly appreciate it. Today we're doing Simon Tzadi Bays in Yoredea. Mem Ches Tzunin Gimel. So we're trying to explain the Ramah, which we spoke about yesterday. Till now we spoke about a little bit drop that fell on a pot in the oven. Talking about where a pot of milk or some other prohibited substance has overturned on the ground, on the ground, the bottom of the oven screen pod. If the oven is hot, I feel like you put there a pot of cold meat. Everything else is take over, and the bottom determines the status, and here it's hot. If there's some substance of milk in place where they put the pot. But 60 corresponding to milk. The contents are mutter, but they're also but we require hagola for the pot. Or if it's klicheres, you have to break it presumably. It's true also if the milk is spilled, and it's flowing on the floor of the oven. It flows underneath the pot of meat which is standing there. There's also a loch. You have to measure how much milk flows underneath the fleshik pot. If there isn't 60 corresponding to the milk, everything is awesome. If there's 60, the contents are permitted, but the pot is also. It seems to me, says if the floor of the oven is flush, chalak and smooth, without cracks or holes, there definitely is 60. Because evidently when it's the pot sitting there first, there's no 60. There's no milk underneath the pot. There's only around the pot at the bottom. It's obviously 60 to negate that. As if it's spilled the place where the oven is hot. Like inside the actual oven. Mantes. Now in Shashaloy what happens if it's spilled out not opposite the fire? Such as the place at the top of the oven, Shakarin Pripachik. Pripachik is like a tripod, I think. Shisham Enachom Shalet. If a Pripachik break the fire roll, right? And but that's, I think, on top. I don't remember what Pripachik exactly is. So look at what Pripachik is. Yeah, looking at the song was not particularly enlightening. Even Pripachik brent the fire roll on the hearth, a fire burns. Okay, on the hearth, a fire burns. So the hearth is a fireplace. I don't know what it means here. But there's not, I guess, open hearth, the fire is the Sham Ena, but here's his Rosh Tanur. Whatever it is, Sham Ena Chom Shalei Kokach, there's not that much heat. Ain't any Rakdin Klisheni. In that case, it only has its parameters of Klisheni. So if you put in this place a pot of hot meat, Hakdera Surah, the meat, the pot is still awesome. Even though in a true cliche we would not answer the pot. Never since the pot is hot, it absorbs like when that goes into cold. That's what it means, it absorbs a little bit. Then but in terms of the cook, the stepping cook, which is obviously separated by the wall of the pot from the milk, that has a damn cliche. Even if the pot is hot, the contents are permitted. The kedera itself is the klipa which comes also. But that which Ramah wrote that Tata Gavar requires explanation. If Ima should be on the Simon Tzagav, see if you have Lo Shek Tata Gavar, Darash Elyon, Harbe Yesim Al Tachton, Kamban Bechusha Seichel. Arukh HaShulchan was told us earlier that you can't say Tata Gavar where something, the thing on top is much more vast than the thing on the bottom. It's just logical. How is it possible to say that a pot full of a hot dish, would stand on a little bit of milk, which is in a klisheni, and the milk will cool it down. So what does the Rama mean? It says Arukh HaShulchan, the Adram, the conjugation, it says very little milk. Like milk, which is normal when milk's spilled in an oven. There's not much milk any one place. It can't cause absorption into the entire pot. It's maximum klipa, or perhaps a little bit more. That's why the thickness of the wall, the barrier between the milk and the cooked dish is sufficient. Okay, that's nice. And we come to the Tog. How's the Tog get into this? Somebody say if it's boiling on account of the fire, the contents are also 60 in the cooked dish to negate whatever's underneath it. I feel even that which is spilled is cold. And this is the primary halacha. Because the heat of the fire in the pot, the heat of the fire in the pot, it causes what's below to boil, bolan absorbs. Begamash because of the chalab din cliche, that what you wrote that the milk has a lot cliche, ain't a look shamokum shanishbachu harbe rochak me'aish. So the place where it's spilled is very distant from the fire. Bovan she'eni yatzuleta so that it doesn't reach the temperature yatzuleta there. Yatzuleta sham, or where the hand would be jump back if you put it there, so which is obviously very hot. During makom like klirishon, we could consider this klirishon any kaladina. That would be halacha. According to this, are in our ovens at the beginning when it's being heated up. The place in front of the oven should go in pripachik. Ain't no cham kal, it's not hot at all. After you've stoked the oven, if you if they stoke it up properly, also this place is very hot. Therefore, the posting has asked, Rob has asked, when the stuff was put there. There's a primary component of halacha, knowing whether it was hot, properly hot or not. And that's how we should pass it. So, that's his answers. Okay, let's see. Nun he wrote about when there's a flow from a boiling pot to a cold pot, and distinguish between where the flow is interrupted or not. Hakibush means to say, I think he assumes that he told us it's the answer to Tag already. I missed it. I don't say Nun. Answer issue of Tag. I guess Tzarchin means it is Tzarchin. And Nun tells us another point about the relative heat. Okay. Nunav says, it's because of being kilach so between where the flow was interrupted or not. This is what it means to say. You had in a hot oven a hot pot of milk. In front of the oven, under the oven, there was a pot of cold meat. And in the oven, the pot of milk overturned, and a flow started flowing to reach underneath the pot of meat, or in the pot. If it stands underneath the pot, this is the halacha. If the flow is interrupted, ain't dino k'rak klisheni. It only has a sas klisheni. Us gam aktera muteres, and then also the pot is muter if it's a true kli sheni because nifsak hakiluach. Um, um, uh, Kim says the body nifsak right. The came nifsak hakiluach since the flow was interrupted by nifsak gam chamin usog. Also, its great heat has been arrested. If the place where the pot is standing is not Yatzul Esbo. If this was a place Yatzul have a Kli Rishon, it will be like Kli Rishon, even if the pot is cold because of the heat enveloping it. But when the flow has not been interrupted, have Kiru, it's like a pouring from a Kli Rishon. But the guy have a mamish irui. So if the pot is standing mamish underneath the oven, directly underneath, it's like it's pouring. If it's in front of the oven, the halacha is that it's like irui, which causes absorption of k'dei klipa. The Lord mean any cry days we don't say, since it's not its up, we don't say that it was cooled down by flowing. Since the halacha is like pouring. Even if it flows onto the wall of the pot, underneath the pot, the pot is also klipa. It absorbs klipa. But the content is still permissible. Because the pot is in lieu of the peeling. If you never fell into the dish, so klipa. Yeah, then the dish requires peeling shudavar gush when it's a solid shaybo klipa, which klipa is relevant. Yudavar itself is something liquid. Oshitzar shishin negra klipa. You need 60 corresponding to the klipa. Oshitzar klub. Yeah, maybe don't need anything. V'yadim shis barabu simatzayik av sif design ayin sham. See there. V'zel kshyatz v'ledes ba'kiluach. That's where the yatz v'ledes applies to the flow. The locating a clue, if not, nothing. No, this is when the meat pot is cold. If it's hot and it's the heat of Kli Rishon, the koshking is a karve amad. Certainly when it's very close to the fire. Pshita shafila kiluach chutzon. It's obvious that even if the flow is cold, also everything is forbidden. The tagaver, the pot is what determines the status. It's like cold into hot. The kula also it's completely awesome. But it's not when you have an isser heter adjacent to each other, that where one is cold hot and one is cold, that klipa is enough. Since the flow is coming from on top, having law, it's what's coming on top. It's not side by side. And the meat, the pot is the bottom. Furthermore, since the pot's meat stands in its place, and the flow comes from outside, since it's stationary, it's going to be tatoy. That's a shock. Those who say the zel b'shuv b'shazov al devik there. It's when it flowed onto the wall of the pot. But float on the pot, yesh l'chav din tatoi. The milk has the halacha of tatoi. Ve'eno ser tav shu b'gdera. It doesn't answer the dish in the pot. It's b'chodesh v'im shkam sif ginun. Eno kain. Arukh HaShulchan rejects this. Ayin sham and sif nun. Okay, nun base. Kisek there, the cover of the pot. When the pot is boiling, does that the steam always goes up, reaches the lid, the cold comes down from the lid and flows into the goes out back into the sauce. But when it's like the pot itself. If a drop fell on the lid, it's the same law as if it fell on the pot. That's only if it's boiling. But if the pot is not yet boiling, the The lid is then disconnected from the dish inside the pot. Now, if I love shlipaschov, a sort of a drop of milk or putting substance on it, nesa kisui. Yes, the lid can become also mucham. It's hot. Tashuk there mutter, but the pot, the dish and the pot itself are mutter. V'yesh misham those that dafiu beisha akdera rosach. Even when the pot is hot, v'osa tavshil and forbids the cooked dish. Im ein bo shish negative, it doesn't have 60 corresponding to the drop which fell. Come on, never safilu sheyesh ba'tavshil shishim osa kisui. Well, even there is 60 in the cooked dish, the lid is also she'ein matzmo shish negative, if it doesn't have 60 corresponding to the drop. The heat goes up, the bubbling up to the lid. Come in ultimate starfimo. The sauce does not join in that connection. It's not like the pot itself, where the dish is clinging to the pot. That's the Taz and then Roshal. Those who argue, it sounds to the Ramah. We look at it. Even if I fail in Allah, it's going to get diffused upwards. Everything is mixed together. It's like one thing for bittul. If it doesn't diffuse up, lemon has to mash. Why should I ask whatever's in the pot if the stuff fell on the lid? It's because of course, if a drop falls on the handle of the vessel, lav klumus is garnished. Medicha just rinse it off. And also the pot is permitted as well. Nun gimel im kisuk tavshil basam kisuk shachol. You could cover the milk fleshik pot with a milk cover, or have a vice versa. Bakisa ben yomo, and the pot had been used for the other gender, so to speak, that day. And absorbed for the first part, and lingered on the second part for a certain amount of time. So Shishan call Kisa needs 60 cuts like the entire lid. If you look at the mouth, even it's pierced on top. She took a top from a flesh pot which is cooking by the fire, which he saw and he put it on a milking pot, which is cold. It was there a specific amount of time. The liver and lid and the pot also. The pot must have also absorbed from the boiling lid. It's just like the boiling drop, which falls on the pot, which ices the pot. The lid which has been used in the past 24 hours, there are many drops. But the cooked dish is mutter. Because it's cold. And it's not clear that drops fell into the cooked dish. This will explain later on.